Not sure if you've been to our blog, pastthe7.blogspot.com. We also have one for the 65 and 66 together. But we're getting a lot of questions from people who are filling out U4, possibly Form ADV, and they have to get to the disclosure part where any felony at all or any misdemeanor involving dishonesty or money has to be disclosed. And of course, that's never any fun. And we're not just talking about FINRA, for those of you who are trying to join a broker-dealer. If you're registering as an investment advisor at the state level or an IAR, you have to deal with the state administrator. And even if you are joining a broker-dealer as an agent, you have to deal with your firm, FINRA, and the state. When you get to Form U4, they ask, have you ever been charged or ever been convicted or pled guilty to any felony at all? And then they ask about investment-related misdemeanors. These are going to involve money in some way or dishonesty. So if you have a misdemeanor conviction for a DUI that's not reportable, doesn't mean the regulators won't ask you about it. They'll find out. But it's not reportable. You don't have to include that on U4 because it's a misdemeanor that did not involve things like shoplifting or theft or robbery or perjury or forgery. So anything involving dishonesty or money, even if it's just a misdemeanor, a minor conviction, it's still going to have to be disclosed. Any felony, they don't get fussy there. Types of questions I've been getting at the blog, you can see that the main one is at pastthe7.blogspot.com, would be some crazy mishap. Maybe you were a teenager, maybe you were 22, you stole a case of beer, maybe it was a sandwich, whatever it was. If you were convicted of shoplifting, it's going to be a big problem. First of all, they ask, have you ever been convicted of or pled guilty or even charged with any felony? These are often cases where they're a misdemeanor, but then when they ask about an investment-related misdemeanor, this is a major red flag, and it's exactly investment-related. It didn't happen at a broker-dealer, but working in the industry, they're very worried that you might alter documents or give false testimony or steal. So any form of theft, whether it was fraud, extortion, shoplifting, robbery, burglary, any of that stuff, bad news. Now, there's no automatic setting, but if you were convicted of shoplifting recently, your chances of getting registered are really low. Now, what if it happened 12 years ago? You still have to say, yes, this happened. They might not hold it against you. What if the conviction were expunged? Well, as you'll see at the blog, it's very tricky. Even though you can say, no, I was not convicted because it was expunged, they're also going to ask you, were you ever charged? And you're going to have to say yes. So FINRA is very tricky. They say very clearly that if you were pardoned, you still have to say that you were convicted. If it was expunged, you can say you were not convicted, but you still were charged. In other words, we're always going to find out. And if you conceal it from FINRA or the state, and then they find out, then they take away your license because you lied on the application. Very tricky. Anybody with problems, I think they should go through an attorney and be willing to invest $1,000 or so. It would be cheaper in the long run for a lot of people. People worry about the bankruptcy. Yes, you do report it on U4, but no, they don't use that against you. And on the odd chance that you got arrested but not formally charged, they are asking, were you charged with the crime? For example, in Illinois, that would mean the state's attorney got an indictment. They went that far. If they didn't, if I just got handcuffed by the Chicago police and maybe they even fingerprinted me, but there were no formal charges, okay, then I would truthfully be able to say, no, I was not charged with this crime. If you want more information, I would recommend the Facebook page, facebook.com/helpmepass. We also do tweet at twitter.com/helpmepass. But we try to put up helpful SEC releases or when is our next Friday free broadcast. Sometimes people will announce that they passed their exam, like 83% on the 66. What do? You passed the 66, who cares about the score kind of thing? What did you do? You passed the 65 on your third attempt, whatever, you're done. So facebook.com/helpmepass would also be a good place for information. And you can also check out the blog at pastthe7.com Spot. I'm sorry. Pass7.blogspot.com. Thanks.